Hello, this is your boy, James Earls, brother James Earl, um, brother moderator, Elder James Earl, and Green Mile. I have a question on the floor. Y'all read my title here. It says, "This is how I am," but yet still people use it against someone. Okay, um, I'm coming from a standpoint of the other person. Okay, someone may tell me, James, uh, I I have anxiety. I have trust issues. I have so many other things, but those are some of the things I hear a lot. Okay, now now listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. I'm trying to do this real quick. When they first tell you that, you accept that and you say, okay, I'm gonna work with this. Okay, now you decide as the person that's hearing what they're saying and you accept that. Um, but my problem is this. Think about this. My problem is this. They would tell you that at first. Um, they'll say something like, I don't like to be talked to that way, or I don't like this or like that. I'm trying to think of some scenarios, but I'm gonna use this scenario, okay? This person may say, I have a lot of anxiety, okay? Or oh, this the kicker one. I'm overstimulated. I heard a young man come tell me that, and oh, I can use that. He said his girl told him that she's overstimulated with him, and I took some time to research that to see um, the overstimulated, and it had yes, a woman can be overstimulated because she's dealing with some current issues, trust issues, what else did they say? Overstimulated. Let me bring it up because I put it in as how to treat a woman when she's overstimulated. But when he came back and he told me, and I said, "Well, give her space." I also looked up how overstimulated they can be. Overstimulated, like I said, being having anxiety, pressure, things of the things what she going through. But I also went around and looked down and read on that. Sometimes a woman could be overstimulated trying to deal with two people. Okay. Now, when he was talking to me about it, I tried my best not to give my honest opinion, and all I told him, and then it also says in there, give them space. Okay. This goes for men and women. Men can get overstimulated just as well as women can. Um, but my question is the last part, use it against them. Get someone. They will use that to push you away, or I'm having a lot of anxiety. I, or I'm having so much anxiety because I'm going through too much, and will use that against you. And when you try to help them, they will use that against you too. Every little thing. But when this young man came back and told me, and I read it on the internet that a woman can be overstimulated, man or woman can be overstimulated by dealing with two people. And he came back and told me that she was cheating on him. She, she used her overstimulated self against the man that could have been better for her or could have been bad. I don't know. I'm just using this as a scenario. And this is actually what happened. Um, but When I told him give her space, that's when he found out that she was messing with another dude. Why messing with him? She used that against him. But the crazy thing about it, now this is his words. The crazy thing about it, she gave herself over to the other person more than she gave herself to the one that she said that she's overstimulated. And this is what I'm saying. This is how I am. And they use it against the other person, someone who they like, maybe like, or not like. I don't know. But I also saw something on TikTok that kind of got my attention that uh, people always say, I told you this is how I am. But yet and still, with their insecurities, their own problems, their situation, they want to use it against the other person. I don't understand that. I didn't, this is how I mean, I think, I didn't put you in that situation. Just like that young man didn't put her in that situation. She put herself there. But when he found out that she was cheating, he stepped away. And I told him, you did the right thing. I told him, I said, man, you did the right thing by stepping away. And I had to ask her, I said, how long y'all been dating? He said, about a year. And a year, and she was messing around with somebody else. If someone said, this is how I am, those are red flags to me. You're trying to use this is how I am as an excuse not to give yourself over to me. Now, I could be wrong. Y'all can comment, share, and let me know if I'm wrong. I want to hear your comments. I want to read your comments and tell me if I'm wrong, reading this wrong or saying this wrong. Or is this a real issue that's going on? Because that's what I've been noticing. I've been dealing with somebody, and everything I did good, it wasn't always appreciated. Or if I tell them, God was going to make a way. When someone tells me I don't want to hear that right now, well, I had to take my hands off. Take my hands off to that person, because ain't no way you're going to tell me God is not a way maker, because he made a way for me. You get what I'm saying? So my title of this is How I Am. And people will use it against someone, either to get you to do something, or they just don't like you. And my heavy mindset is on they just don't like you. If they keep using everything you do, saying I'm overstimulated, I'm stressed out, or I'm going through too much stuff, or this is the famous thing. Let me think about it. And then they say, I told you how I am. Yeah, you did. And then when you actually let them learn that I know this is how you are, that's when they get upset the most. I just had to say that because it bothered me. But I want to know how you all think about it. What you think about it, how you feel about it. I want to know. If you can, like and subscribe and share. Send some comments on these platforms I have. Send something, please. I want to hear it. This is how, and I hope I explained it pretty well so you can understand where I'm coming from or what I'm asking. Is this right for them to say that and use it against someone? Is it right? Is it right? That's all I want to know. Is it right to use that against someone because you said this is how I am? May God bless you and keep you.